Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm actually super excited for this video. This is going to be the beginning of my new series on documenting my process for creating my new game. I also have a great little tutorial planned for you. Now just to let you know, I'm not starting this project from scratch. I've actually already been working on it for a couple of weeks, but starting today I'm going to begin documenting the process for developing the rest of the game. So let's get to it. Now the first detail that I'd like to share about my mysterious game is that the core mechanic of the game is going to be a first-person controller with a bit of gunplay. And rather than taking weeks or even months to create and polish a good first-person controller, I'm actually going to use this low-poly shooter pack by Infima Games from the Unity Asset Store. This is a great little package that'll give me a good starting point for my first-person controller, and it's free. Infima Games used to have a paid version on the Unity Asset Store, which had a lot more mechanics as well as guns, but it seems Unity has taken it down because it was older and became obsolete. So I'm going to work with what's available, and I'll leave a link to this package in the description below. Alright, so here I have a fresh Unity project open, and I've imported the low poly shooter pack. This is the main demo scene that comes with the pack, and I'm just going to play through it and show you what this pack includes. And by the way, Infima Games is not a sponsor for this video, and like I said, this pack is free. I just think it's a great little asset, and Infima Games should get their credit. Some of the basic controls that come with this pack are WASD to walk around, mouse to look around, left mouse to shoot, right mouse to aim, shift to sprint. You can swap weapons, reload, and examine your weapon. The only main first-person controls that are missing are a crouch and a jump. This pack also includes interactions like shooting enemies or explosive barrels, as well as some standard art and VFX. Now with this pack, you could really just throw it into any project, and with a couple additional features and a couple additional game mechanics, you could have the basics of a pretty good first-person shooter. But for today's tutorial, my question would be, with this pack, what is the hardest or most complex system to implement into your own game, to customize for your own game? And I would say, at least for me, it would be the swapping out of the ARM asset. And maybe it's just that I'm a programmer before I'm an artist, but obviously this pack is in a certain style, a low poly style, and for my game, I don't want to use the same exact assets. And so in the rest of this video, I'm going to show you a pretty straightforward step-by-step method on how to swap out these low poly arms with my own model. Now the logic behind this is pretty simple. All we really have to do is take the mesh that we want to use and the armature from the low poly arms and reassign our mesh to that armature. The tricky part is making sure that we do it properly. And by doing this properly, what we will have been able to accomplish is the ability to swap out those low poly arms with our own arms, and then all of the animations and the hand targeting will still work because we won't have messed with it. So here I have a new Blender file open, and I've deleted everything from the scene. And the first thing that we need to do is import the Infima Games low poly arm rig. You can find this asset by clicking on the arms themselves inside your Unity project, and then clicking on the mesh field in the skinned mesh renderer, and that'll give you the location of the arms in your Unity project. Now if when you import your low poly arms, your armature looks like this, where all the bones are kind of pointed in the wrong direction, don't worry, the positioning of these bones is still correct. It's just part of the import process when going from Unity, which has an XYZ configuration, versus Blender, which has an XZY configuration. So at this point, the next thing I need to do is import my model. And so here I have this little astronaut character which I've created. And my astronaut character has actually already been pre-rigged using Mixamo, which is actually going to be quite helpful because we need to match the T-pose position of our model to the T-pose position of the low poly arms. And so if your model doesn't have a rig already and it's not in the same orientation as the low poly arms, then just throw your model into Mixamo real quick and give it a rig. I'm also using the Mixamo plugin for Blender, which allows me to throw on some easy controls for my armature. Now at this point, you'll notice a really big difference between my model and the low poly arms, and that is mine's a full model. And so since this is all in a new Blender file, and I'm not going to save over the FBX for my astronaut, I can go into edit mode and I'm just going to delete all of the mesh except for the arms. And so at this point, we can now position our arms so that they match the low poly arms. And so with my armature selected, I'm going to go into pose mode. I'm then going to scale down the arms so that they're about the same size as the low poly arms. And then I'm going to position the left side so that it matches as close as possible. Once we have our model positioned properly, we then want to apply the armature modifier. So with our mesh model selected, I'm going to just click the drop down arrow and click apply. This will remove the ability for our armature to distort our model, but we've frozen our model in the correct position. I can then select the mesh itself and go into edit mode, and I'm going to actually delete the right arm. This way I can just position the left arm and then mirror the mesh over. And so we can now actually delete our armature. If you need to, I'd also recommend at this point going into edit mode and polishing up your actual mesh. At this point, we now need to do a little bit of cleanup. So with our arms selected in object mode, we can go to the data tab. And under vertex group, we have all of the old vertex groups from our old armature. And so I'm just going to go through and remove all of them. Now the last step, which is kind of optional, is to join all of the meshes for our arms. You can see that my arms are kind of separated out into two separate objects. And this will just make it easier when dealing with the Infima game's low poly rig, where with the original arm, there's just the armature and the model. And so having two separate models means that you'll just have to rebuild the prefab instead of just swapping out the mesh. But you can also do this step right at the end before we export. Now at this point, we're ready to assign our model to the low poly armature. So with our model selected, I'm then going to shift click the armature, and under armature deform, we're going to select with empty groups. This will create all the new vertex groups that we need, but each vertex group won't have any weights painted. That step we're going to do right now, and it's not too difficult. And so with our model selected, under the modifier tab, we're going to add the data transfer modifier. For the source, we want to select the original low poly mesh. If the origin of our model is the same as the origin for the low poly model, and our model more or less perfectly aligns with the low poly model, then we want to leave the object transform option enabled. The rest of these options we can leave alone, but we're going to enable vertex data and we're going to expand the option. We then want to enable vertex groups, and then in the mapping drop-down option, we're going to select nearest face interpolated. Now at this point, if you were to test the posing of the armature, you'll notice that it still only affects the low poly mesh. To fix this, it's really quite simple. All we have to do is drag the data transfer modifier above the armature modifier. And now you'll notice that both arms deform with the armature. Now at this point, I would recommend applying the data transfer modifier and then spend some time polishing up the weight paints for your arms. But at this point, I'm just going to export my arms. So with my arm selected and the armature selected, I'm going to go to File, Export, FPS, and you'll want to make sure that you enable selected objects only if you haven't deleted the low poly mesh in your Blender file. Now back in Unity, you should be able to select the arms themselves and then swap out the mesh with your new arms mesh. Now one thing to note is if when you apply your new mesh, you find that your arms now look like twigs, then you probably need to up the scale factor for your model. So if I set it to 100 and click apply, you can see that the arms now look the way that they're supposed to. And here you can see I now have the same first person controller, only the low poly arms have been swapped out with my own model. And all of the animations and the hand targeting are still working. Now once again, it's not perfect, but that's probably because I need to spend more time polishing the weight paints for this model. Now that's everything I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about my new and upcoming game, and I hope you found this tutorial to be helpful especially if you're planning on making a first-person shooter. And so make sure that you like this video and subscribe to my channel so you can be up to date whenever I publish new videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.